Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is starting off a little bit more interesting and different. We're going to a bug expo right now. We're in the cutest little town I've ever seen. I've never been here before. It's near the Macedon Ranges in a place called Woodend, and they have the National Entomology Expo on, and since you know, Bo is also here. As you guys will know, Bo does a lot of bug pinning, and we have been looking into getting a centipede as a pet. So I was so excited to find out that this was happening. Today is the last day that it's on, so hopefully they still have some stuff available here for us. I know they're gonna have a lot of like bug pinning and like framed bugs and stuff like that, and just like kind of weird oddity stuff, I'm guessing, as well as I did see they did have some live bugs. I love bugs, let's say that first and foremost. I do love bugs, but I'm also arachnophobic. I absolutely cannot stand spiders. They creep me out. I respect them, but I do not want them near me. So I'm gonna take a wild guess and say that they will have some live spiders in here, and I'm probably going to be freaking the fuck out over it. So that part I'm not as excited about, but that's okay. Well, you know, it'll be worth it for the rest of the bugs and the rest of the stuff that we get from there. So yeah, I have high hopes for finding maybe some sort of enclosure for our future child, and we'll see what else they have here. So when we walked in, there was this whole aisle just for scientific specimens and live bugs. I didn't get a lot of shots of the live bugs because they were either gigantic horrifying spiders or they were in close proximity to said spiders, so I honestly tried to avoid that section as much as I possibly could. There were obviously just so many gorgeous pinned and framed bugs here as well. We got a bit of decision paralysis over all the different pieces when it came down to us actually picking what we wanted to get. Bo's favorite bug of all time is a rhinoceros beetle. He also loves the Goliath beetle, but I did have to talk him out of getting this rhino larva. I also considered getting a domestic colony because they are really, really good when it comes to like cleaning up bones and stuff. But then I thought about the possibility of 100 of these things getting loose in my house, so I moved on from that pretty quickly. Another reason we came here was clearly to get Bo some specimens to pin, so we will be coming back to these tubs to pick some out. There was a woman here whose favorite thing ever was woodlouse, and she had all of these different kinds of them just for people to hold while she talked to them about all the different ones that she had. She wasn't actually selling anything. She just really loved woodlouse. It was very beautiful. This twin scorpion caught my eye. I hadn't really seen anything like it before. Turns out the artist accidentally broke two of her specimens and then kind of Frankensteined them together like this, so I really love that. I debated on getting a little fridge magnet, but I don't think that our fridge is actually deserving of one. It's kind of ugly in comparison, and I was very disappointed to find out that this tooth fairy did not have a real human tooth on it. Okay, we have returned. There was a moment there where I thought, oh, we've just driven all this way and we're not going to get anything, because for some reason Bo didn't want to get any bugs to actually pin, which is ridiculous. You should be getting 500 million bugs to pin. And we weren't sure if we wanted to get an enclosure, and we weren't sure if we wanted to get anything like decorative, but we ended up getting an enclosure, bugs for pinning, and a decorative thing. So this was such a successful trip. We will go thrifting after this, I think. We've never been to this area of Melbourne before, or not even Melbourne, in Victoria before. So I definitely want to scope out some like smaller op shops that they might have around here. Again, this town is adorable, so I'm hoping that they have some really cute vintage stuff. Anyway, little haul before we move on. I got soil. This is going to be for our child, Magdalena. Spoiler alert, we're going to name our centipede Magdalena after the Perfect Circle song, obviously. Anyway, we got the correct soil for her enclosure. We also got 4 beetles. We literally got the Beatles. Oh my god, we got Ringo, we
One
got
of them is a
Paul.
weave.
So I'm commissioning Bo to make me something. He recently just made me a pinned scorpion that's sitting on one of the bones that I cleaned, and it's literally amazing. But I have this giant cow's tooth that I really want to do something with because it's just sitting there collecting dust. And so Bo and I picked out 4 little beetles for him to mount on top of the tooth. First one is this little blue weevil. So adorable. Love weevils. Next one we got is this tiny little guy here. He's a little bit like red and iridescent. Also got this blue and white beetle here. The blue parts are iridescent, but the white part isn't. And then we have this guy who's like a little dark green beetle. Oh, so stunning. I can't wait to see them all arranged perfectly on my tooth. All right, we also got an enclosure for Magdalena, but it's like boxed up over here. I can show you guys that when we get the child. But I also picked up this framed piece here. Literally stunning. They've got 2 scorpions and they're like attached at the hip, literally. And they've got this gorgeous dried like rose in the middle. So stunning. I loved this stall. The seller and the creator is absolutely amazing. That's her logo and her name there. She was so lovely. So yeah, I'm really happy that I got that as well. I wasn't expecting to get this much stuff today. So now that we are leaving, I think we will go and try and find some op shops. All right, since it was a Sunday, there were minimal options in this small town, but the first one we stumbled upon was this one. I was in there for like 5 seconds before sniffing out a dental adjacent tool and bought this little mirror for $1. I thought this gold and red velvet frame was actual perfection until we saw that it was priced at $30 and left it behind. Bo bought this tie rack thing for his belts, and honestly the shoe section here wasn't that bad. I did consider the patent red leather ones just solely for the heel. There were a couple vintage pieces like this high neck dress that would have been beautiful in a different color, I think. And then this denim polka dot dress had potential with the collar and everything, but it just wasn't really for me. I thought this precious old biscuit tin would be perfect to put some sewing equipment in. I love me some creepy porcelain dolls, but this life-size baby bear thing was just a little too weird for me. I then turned around to see the most gorgeous exaggerated collar ever. I needed to try this on ASAP, and luckily this fit me perfectly. I love the lace detailing and the leg of mutton sleeves. We were on our way to the next store, but we stopped on the way so that I could move a rabbit that had been hit by a car, and accidentally stumbled upon this person with a garage sale who just happened to be emo. They had some really sick platform shoes, including Demonia Creepers, but this person unfortunately was not my size. So it was really cool to see another alternative person outside of Melbourne, but I could not fit into their pieces. We made it to our last thrift store. I know I haven't bought much, but do not worry, we will be doing a thrift haul at the very end with some extra pieces I've got over the last couple of days. I need to be physically restrained when a thrift store has a slip dress or nightgown section because I want to buy anything that looks like this. I almost bought this adorable lace dress for my friend, but I decided against it because it was super short, it almost looked like a top, and I wasn't sure if she would be comfortable with something like that. Honestly, I would love a little checkered 60s dress like this. Unfortunately, when I flipped it around, I noticed it was like an awkward play suit, and it was that terrible costume quality material. I'm trying to branch out when it comes to color and prints. I do really love this 70s style whimsy goth dress, and even though it is blue, I thought I would try it on anyway. The dress ended up being a little too big on me, but Beau ended up picking it up for his sister. It's just such a gorgeous flowy piece, and I think it would suit her a lot more than me. Anyway, let us head home where I can show you guys some other really cool stuff that I recently bought. I bet you guys thought that this video was over. No. I have all these things to show you. Now, it's been a few days since the Bug Expo, and obviously I gave you guys a haul of what I got after the Bug Expo. That's just all the bug related things. You guys would have seen me going thrifting and you know, getting a few things from that little op shop. That place was so adorable. I'm so happy with the things that I got. But I also went out thrifting to some smaller thrift stores today, and I also went to a vintage store as well. So I thought, why not? Let's just film an entire haul of the stuff that I got today and just slap it onto the end of this video, because you guys deserve that. I don't care how long this video is, because the pieces that I got today are incredible. All right, I'm just gonna start with the top that I got from Woodend, because it is so unbelievably stunning. I could not believe when I walked in and saw it. So I did pay $30 for this, which is definitely out of my budget when it comes to like thrifted pieces, but because all of the proceeds from that op shop go toward a wildlife rescue center and helping injured wildlife, I was like, who cares? It's for a good cause, whatever. As long as the animals are getting my money, that's all I really care about. But also, and I didn't even realize this until I got home, it still has the tags on it, and it's from the brand Magali Pascal. I've never heard of that brand before, but it has the original price tag on it, and it was originally $229 and then discounted to $160. So in comparison to that, $30 is an absolute bargain. And it also says, due to the nature of our handmade artisanal techniques, there may be subtle variations between the same styles. So all of this lace is handmade and hand stitched, which is really, really cool. All right, now we're gonna get into the pieces that I got today. I was out all day, hence why I look like this. Please forgive my terrible skin. I'm having a really bad skin day today and my pimple patch. But anyway, who cares? You guys aren't here for me, you're here for the clothes, obviously. First thing that I got. Isn't this just like the most perfect thing ever? This is so me. It's ridiculous. Little costume headband with the nurse's hat on it, but it's in black and red with some red lace. I was honestly kind of mad that this didn't come with a matching costume, because I can only imagine what this costume looked like. And it's not like that terrible, like flimsy costume quality. So I wonder if someone actually made this or DIY'd it or something for a costume they were already wearing. I do want to find a way to kind of make it stand up a little bit. It is a more costumey piece, but honestly, I literally don't care, and you guys know me, I will wear actual costume pieces as my regular clothes. So yeah, this is so perfect. Next piece that I got is this gorgeous ring. It has this stunning blush pink cameo on it. I love cameo and silhouette jewelry. I have a necklace that would go perfectly with this, and yeah. All right, onto some clothes now. I got this dress, and this actually has been DIY'd. This was in the costume section of Savers, but the person who DIY'd this did a really good job at making this look way more flattering than I think it would have been if it wasn't DIY'd. They just changed it from being like a scoop neck dress into like a more high neck dress, and you guys know me, you know I love my high necks and everything. I think they're super flattering. This dress specifically is so cool because it's a baby doll style dress, so it's really high neck, but it's also that like really loose fitted baby doll silhouette. But the whole top of the dress with the puff sleeves and the baby doll fit is just like so perfect. Next piece that I got is another haunting dress. I'm literally obsessed and kind of addicted to getting like vintage slips and vintage nightgowns and just everything in this like sheer vintage lace kind of vibe. So when I saw this, I was like, yep. The only problem with it is that it does have a big rip on the side. I can't remember which side it was. Honestly, I think this is either fixable or I can just rip it the rest of the way down and it would kind of act like a slit. So I might actually just get my seam ripper and rip down the rest of the dress and then make it just like a really high slit on the side. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys some shoes that I got now. Beau actually found me these shoes in a little op shop we were looking at in Fitzroy, and I carried them around the store in my arms, hugging them to my chest, debating on whether I should get them or not. And then at the very end, I was gonna put them down and Beau said, please just get them, just please get them. And I was like, oh my God, okay. I ended up getting these boots. Oh my God. Like, are you actually kidding me? I'm a button slut. And these shoes are literally like, they're in my size. They have a little heel on them, but they're not so high that I can't walk in them. The button and pleating details are so stunning. I have no words. I have no critique for these. They're so perfect. I'm so happy with them. They remind me of those shoes that everyone is like obsessed with right now on Pinterest. And I'm obsessed with them on Pinterest too, but they just have that like big button detail on the sides that remind me a lot of those shoes. And yeah, these are just absolutely gorgeous. I've also been doing a lot of research on 1900s fetish shoes, and they are like my main inspiration for like when it comes to boots and heels and stuff. They are so unbelievably gorgeous, even though a lot of the designs are rooted in patriarchy, which is very unfortunate. I can acknowledge that and still appreciate to the fullest extent how stunning they are and how beautifully made they were for back then. These are also kind of giving me those vibes. Okay, the next two pieces are so gorgeous. I walked into this random vintage store I had never been into before, and when I walked in, my jaw dropped. So they were like one of those consignment sort of stores, and the first rack when you walk in is this artist called Fable, and they just have the most gorgeous, stunning, beautiful, delicate, dainty designs I've ever seen. Anyway, I had to buy something from them because oh my God, they're just so talented and so cool. The first thing that I bought is a pin, and I don't really wear pins, but I for sure will be wearing this one, and I think I'll be adding this to the skirt that I bought actually. But this is the pin. It has like layers of lace and fabric over it, and then it has this little satin deer in the middle. She is so cute. I think I could put this on a lot of really basic pieces that I have, and it'll just immediately make it look more interesting and draw your eye into wherever I put it. So yeah, definitely so happy with this purchase. This is their tag. Please go and follow them on Instagram. They're amazing. I hope that someday I can model for them, honestly. All right, and then the last thing that I got, which is the second thing I got from that seller and from that vintage store, is this little slip skirt. Oh my God. Yeah, this is so stunning. This is so cool. The back has this little detail on it that's like a little printed corset, and then they've sewn in their label here like really messily so it comes through on the other side. It's very sheer, but honestly that doesn't really bother me, and because it's so light and airy, I think this will be such a go-to like staple for me in summer. I love things that are really kind of basic in terms of construction, and they're easy to wear and style with things, but then they have like really interesting details on them. So this is like a perfect piece for me. It obviously has this big patch of fawn fur on it, which is so perfect. As you guys know, I love fawn, I love deer. And it says Angel on the top, which is one of my nicknames. Definitely makes me feel like I'm one of the like cool girls who owns cool vintage stuff and cool small business designer stuff. So absolutely love that. Super happy with those pieces, but also just super happy with my entire haul in general. I'm so happy with the stuff that I got from Woodend. I'm happy that I went to the Bug Expo. I'm currently on a wait list for a centipede because I went to go and order the centipede that we wanted online, and they had actually sold out of that specific type. So I'm waiting for them to be available again so that we can finally adopt Magdalena and be parents to a little centipede baby. Anyway, thank you guys all so much for watching. I know this one was a little bit of a random video, but I hope that you guys enjoyed it regardless. Thank you guys all so much for watching. If you liked the video, then give the video a like, and if you like me, then feel free to subscribe to my channel, but no one is forcing you to. They do not have a gun to your head. Thank you all again, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.